All right, everyone, it finally happened. After years of Whoopi Goldberg dominating conservative voices, brushing off guests as if their opinions didn't matter, and ruling over The View as if it were her own personal kingdom, she's finally met her match.
If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Enter Karoline Leavitt.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
This wasn't just a debate. It was a public...
This wasn't just a debate, it was a public takedown. Karoline tore into Whoopi's hypocrisy, dismantled her arguments, and left the entire panel stunned into silence. For the first time ever, Whoopi was left speechless. And now, the fallout is absolutely wild. ABC executives are reportedly in a state of panic, with whispers of major firings circulating. As for Whoopi, her days on the show might be numbered. So what exactly did Karoline say that left Whoopi humiliated on live television? You won't want to miss this. But before we get into it, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more unfiltered takedowns and explosive political showdowns.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
The most divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex, and all of this other BS, quite frankly.
The chaos began when Whoopi, Joy Behar, and the rest of the View panel decided they'd school Karoline Leavitt on wokeness. And just as expected, things took an ugly turn. Whoopi, with her signature smugness, rolled her eyes, clearly dismissive. And of course, Joy couldn't resist tossing in one of her usual biting remarks, dripping with sarcasm.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Oh, so now we're judging women based on their looks? The irony is almost laughable. These are the same women who constantly preach about empowering women until those women happen to be conservative. Then it's a different story. They mock, they belittle, and they go on the attack without a second thought.
Do you want to take this?
So you cannot be attractive and smart? I will try to give Joy the benefit of, well, thank you. I try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt that she didn't see that briefing. Because if you saw that yesterday on numerous topics, no big binder, I think she might have had a different impression of this young woman who held her own.
I mean, you would have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did absolutely no research or reading about anything dealing with Karoline Leavitt before she made that remark. Because Karoline Leavitt worked, I mean, she went to St. Anselm College. She worked for WMUR
Ran for Congress?
In New Hampshire. She ran for Congress at the age of 25, put out a very good campaign.
As you can see, Karoline's achievements are remarkable, especially at such a young age. Meanwhile, what has Whoopi accomplished recently? It seems like she's just bitter and envious, unable to handle someone younger and more successful challenging her.
She lost by 8 or 9 points, but she still put on a good campaign. Then she was the press secretary for the Trump campaign, going on TV literally every day.
Well, heavily pregnant and a new mom.
Pregnant. Yeah, she's a new mother. And then she goes out yesterday and gives and this, again, this is speaking very objectively, because I've watched every press secretary since going back to Marlon Fitzwater. Yeah, I'm that old. And she went out there for her very first briefing at the age of 27 years old, the youngest press secretary ever, and did a terrific job.
But here's where it gets interesting. Karoline didn't flinch, not even for a second. She stood her ground without a hint of hesitation or doubt.
These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up.
I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
Now, let's hear what Whoopi has to say about all of this. Honestly, it's nothing groundbreaking, but I'm sharing it just to be fair and give both sides a chance to speak.
That was so good. So good. In a statement afterwards, this young lady claimed her, quote, on-air snub proves that you-know-who will not be treated fairly in the upcoming debate. Now, do you think this is going to make people doubt whether CNN can stay objective, or is this more the same of, everybody's against me, it's all rigged, I tell you. Is everything rigged?
No, it's their MO. That's what they do. Rachel Maddow said last week, she's like, if the election is lost, it was rigged. If there's a debate, then the moderators are probably biased and they're prejudiced against me.
Karoline fired back without missing a beat. Whoopi, do you even hear yourself? You sit up here preaching about women's empowerment, but the moment a conservative woman succeeds, you reduce her accomplishments to her looks. Boom. The room fell silent. Even Joy Behar, the queen of interruptions, was stunned into silence. But Karoline didn't stop there. She continued, "Wokeness isn't about equality. It's a political weapon used to silence anyone who disagrees. And Whoopi, you prove it every single day on this show." The gasps from the audience were unmistakable. Social media exploded within seconds. Whoopi was exposed, and Karoline completely dominated the view. The story went viral, trending nationwide, and over at ABC, they were in full-blown panic mode because what happened next only made things worse.
While I vowed to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. We know for a fact there have been lies that have been pushed by many legacy media outlets in this country about this president, about his family, and we will not accept that. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House.
Boom. She's got more.
I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country.
Bam!
ABC executives were in full-blown panic mode. Reports started leaking that producers were furious with Whoopi, sponsors were getting anxious, and even some of The View's most loyal fans were beginning to turn on her. Then came the bombshell that shook everyone. Whoopi Goldberg was mysteriously absent from the next episode. And ABC's official statement? Whoopi is taking time to reflect on recent discussions. Yeah, right, we all know what that really means. Whoopi Goldberg, the face of The View, was on the chopping block, but the fallout didn't end there. The situation spiraled as rumors of backstage chaos flooded social media. Insiders whispered about heated arguments and frantic damage control meetings. Some sources even claimed that the producers were considering a major shakeup to save the show's reputation. At this point, the writing was on the wall. ABC was faced with an impossible decision. Do they clean house and finally bring some balance to The View, or do they double down and risk total cancellation? Let's be honest, The View thrives on controversy. It's what keeps the ratings high and the audience buzzing. But when the backlash outweighs the ratings boost, it's game over. And right now, they're walking a razor-thin line. Advertisers are pulling out, credibility is in tatters, and viewers are tuning out in droves. This might just be the beginning of the end. Could Karoline Leavitt have delivered the final nail in the coffin? Is this the moment that finally topples The View from its long-standing throne? And the drama doesn't stop there. The ripple effect is massive. Industry insiders are speculating about the show's future. Will ABC bring in fresh faces to revive the sinking ship, or will they quietly pull the plug? Rumors are swirling about potential replacements, and the tension is palpable. This isn't just about one controversial episode, it's about the very survival of The View. All right, folks, now it's your turn. Was Karoline Leavitt's takedown the most epic moment in The View's history? Did Whoopi finally cross the line? And does she deserve to be fired? And most importantly, is this the end of The View as we know it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you bounce, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any breaking updates and uncensored takedowns. This story is far from over, and you'll want to stay tuned.